Hello, my name is Franklin and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be performing a service on a Caterpillar 930M loader. I'm going to change the oil filter, fuel filter, and also the air filters. Let's get to it. On this side here we have the oil filter, fuel filter, and fuel water separator here. It's taking the water out of the fuel. And this one here is the fuel filter, and this one here is the oil filter. And we're going to be changing all of those. This is your dipstick for checking your oil level. And if you look down there, right here, you see that right there? That's where you open up to drain the oil at, right there. Let's get up under there and I'll show you. Okay. You see right there, the oil's coming out, and you see up there, that little valve right there, right here. You turn that counterclockwise all the way out, and the oil starts coming down out of that little tube there into the bucket. Okay, if you look at this one right here, that's your engine oil. It says engine oil filter, says it right there. And you can see there are no hoses and things going to it. You got your gauge here for checking your pressure, and the number is 462-1171. That's the part number, and it's the one that I have right here too to replace with. This is the new one. You see it's got this oil gasket right there, and you want to make sure this one comes off with the gasket. You don't want to have it still on there, so just kind of twist it off. There you go. Now this oil filter is above all the oil that's normally down there when it's off, so this should be okay to pull off now, even while it's draining, because most of the oil is going to be at the bottom. But let me get some gloves. I don't like to have it on my hands. Okay, now that I got it loose, I'll spin it off by hand. I recommend you wear gloves, especially when using for the used oil. You don't want that stuff on your hands too much, because whatever goes on your skin ends up in your blood. You don't want to saturate yourself too much with this burnt oil. It's coming on. Okay. There we go. Almost there. Off. There's a bucket down below, so it'll catch everything. Put that filter down there in the bucket. And here is the new one here. 462-1171. So you want to lubricate this one here with oil first. Just get a little bit of oil on it. Okay. You want to lubricate that so it doesn't get stuck or damaged. First, put it on by hand. Supposed to do is put it on until it touches and then turn it 3/4 of a turn, but sometimes that's not good enough, so I usually just go ahead and tighten it up with this, make it good and snug. You don't want it to leak at all. That would be bad news. Engine costs too much money. Okay, it's getting tight. Also, you want to check this one here and make sure the black seal is there. Sometimes they stick up, it's there. This black rubber seal, you're gonna make sure it didn't come off. Sometimes they come off and they get stuck up in there, and you end up with two seals there, and it will leak like crazy. So, you wanna leave the number so you can see it whenever replacing it. As long as you can see the part number, you're good. Okay, and let's see if it's still draining. It is still draining, almost done. Actually, it's finished, so we can put oil in it now. As you can see, it is no longer draining, tiny little squirt coming out of there. So we want to close this off completely, and then make sure it's completely tight. Turn it clockwise until it's completely closed off. We ended up getting almost 5 gallons of oil out of there. So we're going to put 5 gallons back in. We want to make sure this thing is completely tight. So we want to tighten it up a little more with the pliers. We don't want it to vibrate loose and lose oil. Oops. I want to make sure it's completely tight. So, okay. We don't want it to lose any oil, so it's completely tight now. Now, let's come out of there. Okay, here is where you add the oil. So I'll pull this cap off here. And then here is your dipstick where you check it. I took out a little bit less than 5 gallons. I took out like 4 gallons and a half. So we'll check that. We'll put in 4 gallons and start from there. We'll get a funnel and get to it. Okay, here I have the 1540, 15W40. Now I'm going to add it into there right now. I usually get the 2.5 gallon. A little bit easier to carry, but they didn't ask me. They just bought them. I'm going to add about 4 gallons, and then I'll give it a check, and then I'll add a 1/2 gallon and check it again. I took out a total of about 4.5 gallons almost. Okay. Let it go down a little bit. Okay. Okay, now let's check it. Let's go over here. See the dipstick there, right here. Let's pull it out. Okay. You see this mark here, and that one there says low, the L, and this one is full. Right there, that's the level. Should be between this mark and that mark. This mark here and that mark. This one says high, that means it's full. And this mark here, the bottom one here, the line, means it's low. So it should be between there, but right now we're going to fill it up, so it should be right there. Stick it in and pull it out. You can see where it's at. It's about quart low or so. We'll add a little bit more until we get to that top line. And then keep in mind the fuel filter is empty right now, so once it starts up, the fuel filter will fill. So it's gonna go down about a quart. Okay. Let's see where we are. We are right at the top line. See there? Right at the top line, right at the full line. So let's call it quits right there. Call it quits right there. Okay, what you normally do is you start it up a little bit and then you cut it off and measure it again, because it may go down just a little bit because the oil filter is empty. So you would normally take another quart to fill it, but to be safe you put it to the line and leave it there. Don't want to overfill it because it may still be going down to the bottom of the engine. So call that quits there. Okay, if you look here, we still got to do this one and this one. This one here is a fuel separator, a fuel water separator. You open this little deal up on the bottom to get the water out when it gets a little bit of moisture in there. But it's got a cartridge filter in there, and this one also has a cartridge filter. So we'll change this one first. First thing we want to do is disconnect this wire here. What that is, your fuel water separator indicator. When there'll be a light that comes on the dash and it'll say fuel, water in the fuel. When it says water in the fuel, you come out here and you turn this thing until the water comes out of it. But for right now, we're going to unplug it so we can take this off and change the filter inside. As you can see, I have unplugged this deal. You just push that thing down and pull them apart. They make them all different kinds of ways. You got to kind of look at it to see how it comes apart. I think they do it on purpose so you'll mess it up. But anyway, the wire's disconnected. So now you put the wrench on the bottom part and just twist it, pull it until it loosens up. And then once you get it loose, you just kind of twist it by hand until you get it to come off. And there's going to have some diesel in it, but shouldn't be stuck. Not that much. There we go. One thing to remember when you're pulling this thing out is that this little deal on the bottom has to come out first. So you can either twist this, twist it off first. Fuel will come out. Once it's screwed out a lot, then the filter will come out the top. But this here deal actually screws in the bottom of the filter. So you want to clean this out. Okay. Make sure it's getting clean, no more trash or water in it. And you get your, see, this is the old one, and that other deal screws into the bottom of here. So, get your new one. Already comes with its seals. Already has its seal on the top. So you just kind of put it in there like that. Then you kind of screw this on here until it seats. Screw this one in. Take a while to get it in there. It doesn't want to cooperate. Let's take a look at it. Make sure it's not. Look at it, make sure it's threaded in there good. Yeah, make sure it's completely straight. Should screw in there fairly easily. Let's unscrew this one out first. Do this back like that. this one should screw right into the bottom of that one. Push it in. Okay. Should go in there easily. Doesn't want to. Okay, let's try that here. There we go. Now you got to push it down really hard so the rubber O-ring fits in. And then tighten that up. That's good. It has to be flush on the top there. So you're good. Then we're going to go ahead and fill it with diesel. So you can see I have it cleaned. I have it cleaned it, and then I filled it with fresh clean diesel. You fill it right here in the center. Now that that's done, you can put it back in the hole and we can spin it back on. We put it back in there. Make sure it's filled up with clean, fresh diesel. And you kind of just stick it up back in the hole there and spin it around. Slowly get it in the center and straight. There you go. Well, I'm gonna need 2 hands, so okay, let's cut that off for a second. Okay, now let's start it. Let's put it on with the hand and tighten it up there. You want to get a good solid fit. Then you want to put the clamp on there, get it up there, and tighten it up. It's a little just snug, so good tight fit. So we do not want it to leak. And then you want to plug this back in right here. That's the sensor for the water and the fuel separator. Just plug that back in. Okay, we got this one done here. Now we got to do this one right here. That's the primary fuel filter. Okay, if you look at this other one, you see it has number 3608960. So that's what I got here, 3608960. So it's a cartridge filter also. So I already loosened it up with the wrench. So we're gonna go ahead and screw it off now. Let's by hand the rest of the way. Okay, we see this one has a little square deal on the bottom. You gotta kind of hold that with a wrench or something and then spin the top piece, because otherwise, you see, if you look at it, let me see if you can look at it, see it, the bottom piece is spinning like that. So you gotta get a wrench and hold on to that one so it doesn't spin. Let's try it with these pliers here first. See how tight it may not be too tight. No, let's get some pliers. Okay, if we look at this here, you see, let's see if I can get it there. You can put it on there and twist it out. That'll release the filter. Okay, you can see the bottom, this piece here. When you twist it back in, you have to hold that to make sure it doesn't spin. So you get the new filter, put it in there like so, and twist it in. And you got to hold this bottom piece so it doesn't spin while twisting that top piece in. Otherwise, it will leak. Okay, looks good and tight now. So now what we want to do is we want to pour fuel in the center, clean, fresh diesel, pour it in the center and fill it up. Okay, I have it filled to the top with diesel. Now I'm going to screw it back in. Here in this compartment, which is what comes next, is the air filter. Usually has two, an inner and an outer. That clip like that. That's should be on the top, like that. Pull this off. Okay, there's your outer. See all the dirt falling off of it? It's past due. The changing. It all comes out. And there is the inner. It needs to come out as well. Okay, and here we have the outer with the number there, 526-3121. And here we have the inner one. You can see 526-3125. Put that first one in there. First, this one in. Okay. And this one, usually you push it in there. Make sure you get a good seat. Grab the other one here. Brand spanking new. You shove it up in there too. It fits right on outside of the other one. Center it and push it in. I have to push it in a bit. And if you look at this dust piece, a little round piece, needs to go on the bottom. There should be a little boot over it, but it's missing. And that's for getting out the dust. Okay, now I'll go ahead and clamp that up. Once you get it into place, take and put that on, clamp it down, same as on the top, put it down, and then you clamp it, same here. Okay, so all on there, good to go. Okay, so we've got the fuel filters done, the oil filters done, drained the oil, we changed the air filters on the engine. Now we need to do the cab air conditioner fish filters, cab air conditioner filters, and we're still gonna, the customer wants to drain the hydraulic oil out of the tank itself and put no hydraulic oil in the tank. So that's what we'll do. Okay, if you look on this side here, up there, let's make it smaller, right here, your AC cab filters, air filters. So let's get that open. I have to climb up a little bit and try not to drop the phone. Okay, open these up, take these two little clips out, but like that, and there you go. We'll have to get a 10 millimeter, looks like. Oh, it moved, it's loose. And then this one comes out of there. Yeah, that's the top one. And then, you see down in there? Looks like there's another one. Oh, that one we have to get from the inside. Oh, wait a minute. Here, that clips this one down. I'll clip that, let's see what happens. And there you go. This piece comes out. And then you pull off the bottom one. So let's go ahead and get the new ones and put them in there. Okay, these are the air filters I'm going to put in. If you look, these are Caterpillar numbers. You can see there's one, the bigger one, and this one is a smaller number. Now the easiest way to cross these over, I have found it's a lot easier to go to ChatGPT and type it in, and it's the easiest direct way without going around in circles and getting a bunch of other nonsense information that you don't need. ChatGPT usually works out pretty good. There's a small one, second one, and this has got to be the other one. That goes in there. And there it is. So let's go ahead and put these two on there. Put the big one in first. Okay. Doesn't look too dirty in there, so we don't have to put any big bugs out of there or anything. So we just kind of put this one in there. slip it into place where the other one was at. Fit pretty good. Let me close this off. Put it back in there. See where it was at. See these little hooks down here? Where it hooked in at, right there. That side goes in there as well. We'll close this for now. And you can see it has these two clamps here. Let's pull this one out like that and like that. And on the other side the same. Okay, I got it here. So clamp this one again. Then do the same over here. Clamp it and it goes in and latches right down there, so it's in there. Let me open this up here like that. Turn this around so it's not in the way. Get the other filter and put it in right there. Okay, let me close that back down and turn this deal here around so it locks on. There we go. And then we close this back up and you screw these back in. There's one. And there's two. Thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, take a second to hit that thumbs up button and we'll see you in the next video.